What's going on, guys? You know, it's yeah, man. It's just life has always given me such a just interesting stuff happening in boxing, UFC. Cyril Gane is going to be fighting Francis Ngannou. I don't know how that fight's going to play out, but I've been watching a lot of the female fights that I haven't seen lately, like Sijara Eubanks and Alexa Grasso. I watched the fight with Tatiana Suarez and Alexa Grasso, and I think that Tatiana Suarez can actually beat Valentina Shevchenko. I think she definitely has an excellent chance of winning that fight, just because Valentina is a great, very well-rounded. She's a great striker, great wrestler, great grappler, great jiu-jitsu, great off her back, great striking. Wrestling is impeccable too. She took down Jessica Andrade, but I think Tatiana Suarez is a better wrestler than everyone that Valentina has faced in her past. Now, Valentina, there obviously is a case for her being the greatest of all time, all of her accolades. But I think Tatiana Suarez fight makes a lot of sense. But she fights at 125, right? Or 115. Carla Esparza fights at the weight class that Rose fights at, and then Valentina's 125 or Tatiana is not a 125 or she's a 115 pounder. Yeah, because she fights at 115. Okay, cool. So that fight won't happen if Tatiana Suarez doesn't go up to 125. Man, it's so hard to pick. Okay, so let's just go with Tatiana's gonna fight Rose Namajunas. I think she can beat Rose as well. So hopefully she comes back. She's a dark horse for sure. Valentina, we need some fresh blood for that girl. Like, she's killing everybody. She's probably the best now. Amanda's got knocked off a little bit, knocked down a peg. So, man, just Valentina is just. Who do I see that can beat Valentina right now? At welterweight, at strawweight, at 125. Who can beat Valentina right now? Honestly, I don't really know. Like, I don't know who can beat Valentina right now. It's a tough one. It's a tough one. Damn, this is literally nobody. There's no challenges at 125. Who's gonna be next? Who's got the win streak right now? I guess you could put Tyler Santos in there with Valentina, but that's not really a fight that I'm looking at like, oh my God, Valentina's gonna lose. No, Tyler's a very strong girl, very big, very powerful striker. She's got good grappling too, but I'd like to see it. I guess just for the front of it, I'd like to see the fight, but I don't really see Valentina losing that fight. I think Valentina should probably move up to 135 and challenge herself against she already beat Juliana, but I'd like to see her fight Jermaine Durandamy, maybe Irene Aldana. There's a lot of fun fights for Valentina at 135. At 125, I don't really see any challenges. Like, who can she fight at 125? There's really nobody. That's a challenge. That's like, oh my God, this is an exciting fight. Like, she's just got such a stranglehold on that division. It's really hard to see anybody that can challenge her at 125. It's really hard. It's really hard to see anybody that can challenge her at 125. Who? I'm really thinking, like, who? Amanda Nunes, that would be the fight at 135. Really, it's still the fight though, right? Amanda Nunes is still the fight for Valentina because, Juliana Pena, she already lost to Valentina. So that fight doesn't make too much sense, right? The Juliana Pena fight can happen. It's a fun fight. It's cool, but it's not the fight that we would all like to see. We'd rather see the Amanda Nunes third fight, even though she lost. Even though she lost, we still would like to see the Amanda Nunes and Valentina fight. I'd still like to see it, even though I think Valentina would win. I think Valentina would win that fight. So yeah, it's not as big as it would have been if she would have beat Pena, but at the end of the day, it's still a fun fight. I don't want to see the Pena rematch. I don't want to see a Pena rematch with Amanda. I think Pena beats her again. I think Pena is just a better fighter. I don't want to see the Nunes Pena rematch. I know we're gonna see it, but cool. I mean, I'll just bet on Pena then. It's gonna be pretty easy for me to make money on that second fight with Nunes and Pena. But Valentina, man, like that chick is ruthless, very powerful, strong at 125. I don't see anybody that can beat her right now. Tyler Santos, maybe. I mean, yeah, cool. That's a fun fight, but I don't see it. I don't see that. I think Tatiana Suarez, if she moves up, maybe put her in there with Carla Esparza, put her in there with Rose, put her in there with maybe Joanne Calderwood. Calderwood would get taken down and smashed and submitted. Tyler maybe stand up war, but because Tyler's a pretty big girl, I think Valentina probably wouldn't go for the takedown. I don't know, but Valentina might even take her down. So tough one, tough one. Maybe a Jessica Andrade, maybe Weili Zhang. Oh, that would be a fun fight. Maybe Zhang Weili and Valentina. I would like to see that fight. That would be interesting, actually. Maybe Weili Zhang can fight Valentina Shevchenko. That would be a really good fight. Valentina Shevchenko versus Zhang Weili. Analyzing that fight, I'm thinking, I'm going with tough one, tough one to pick. If it's at 125, then I'm going with Valentina, obviously, because it's at 125. But if it's um at 125 for sure, I have Shevchenko. But at 115, I think it's Weili. But obviously, I think Weili should move up and fight her at 125, challenge her for the title. But yeah, I'm just brainstorming. But the best matchups for Valentina is at 115, not at 125. Really would like to see her realistically fight at 135, but she said in the Joe Rogan interview that she would only go up to fight Amanda. So, and now that Amanda lost, I could see her just realistically, she's probably just going to defend her title a bunch of times more and maybe go up to fight at 135. The 135-pound fight, I think, has to happen at some point, but I don't think it's going to be her next fight because Amanda has to fight Pena next. So I think what they're going to do is they're going to make her fight Tyler Santos or something. Yeah, but that fight's not, I mean, Tyler's not, she's on a 2-3 fight win streak. That's not that big of a fight right now. Who can you really say is going to be a big challenge, though? Who can you throw in there with right now? It's tough. It's tough. Like, I really can't see another fight for Valentina.